maximum effort.
Alright, well, we're in the Can-Am and we have an engine check light now. I was using my Fendingle fuel delivery system. My battery set up, my regulator, fuel tank, hooked straight in here. But I believe my problem is electrically. It needs the fuel pump to throw back power, and that is why I'm getting a check engine light. So, well, I sort of thought I was pretty clever, and there's too many computer sensors in this fucking thing, and I believe that's what's causing the issue. So, I think I'll get my fuel pump next week. So, I'll put the tank back in. It's all clean now. And yeah, bit of an epic failure. I thought it'd work because we got spark, definitely got spark. So, something, it's got a fault now. So, and I assume we definitely got fuel going to it. So, but anyway, that's where we stand with that one. So we'll just have to wait till our fuel pump gets here, put the fuel tank back in, and plug that lead. I wish I didn't chuck that. I wish I didn't chuck that old fuel pump. But it was blowing a fuse. Could have maybe disconnected. I don't know. I couldn't know what I would have done there. But it's alright. The new one coming. So I think that's all that really needs to happen. Really, I think. So. Yeah, well, we'll just go from there and we'll get back to it when we get the fuel pump. All right. Well, because yesterday I couldn't fire it up with my little DB lacquer, but anyway, I couldn't get the codes. But I have the codes. So PO335 is a crank shaft position sensor, that one there. So I've got a crank cast, my sensor's not working, and that relates to the fuel pump, which it needs the fuel pump voltage, etc. That's why that sucker won't start yesterday. But how I got to it was that you got to hold the M. Well, first off, you use the S, get to your clock. Once you're at your clock, you hold your M and you flick, that's our headlight, that's our high beams and low beams, and you just flick that a couple of times. I couldn't do it yesterday because I just couldn't work it out, but they're just a clicker, so you can actually just put your thing in and it'll do that. So that's how I got around that part, which, yeah, I could have done that yesterday, but I was having a moment. But anyway, so once the crankshaft, once the pressure, I know the fuel, so once we put that, it's detecting what it calls a low module volt. So you actually need to have the fuel pump in for it to do it. Now, the crankshaft sensor, that relates in timing. So, timing, so where would I, so it's going to be the flywheel, generally. So I would think that's it there. There's a couple of things they say. So if I take that off, my flywheel will be in there, and it's saying it's out of timing, or my sensor is knackered. It needs a gasket as well, because it looks like it's been fucking leaking oil at some point. So I might pull that off and just make sure we're in timing. We should actually do the fucking heads as well, honestly, and check the valves. Fuck, I haven't done that yet either, so I should really do that as well. But anyway, that's knackered, and I'm going to work out a way to test that to see if it is knackered or not knackered. More than likely there'll be ohms, so like you just put your ohms on it and make sure it's got resistance or no resistance. I don't know, I'll research it a little bit. And auto, yep. So now, .962. So that is too high. So that's 926 ohms resistance, and our range should be between 190 and 360. So that sensor is knackered. So we need a new crank shaft sensor, positioning sensor.